How can knowledge surveys strengthen student self-assessment and metacognition? That's the focus of this week's 60-second SoTL from Elon University's Center for Engaged Learning. I'm Jessie Moore. In knowledge surveys, an effective and robust student self-assessment and learning tool, Joel Sloan, Timothy Frank, Lauren Scharf, and Karen Becker share their experience implementing knowledge surveys across a variety of courses required in a civil engineering program at the United States Air Force Academy. Their article appears in Teaching and Learning Inquiry, a Diamond Open Access journal. Knowledge surveys are self-assessment question sets specific to the learning objectives of the course, and they prompt students to reflect on their understanding of course material and related skills. Knowledge surveys typically align with Bloom's taxonomy, explicitly identifying Bloom's levels of cognitive domain associated with each self-assessment question. Because knowledge surveys focus on students' confidence, these self-assessment tools can guide students' decisions about which content they should spend more time reviewing and when they should seek additional help to support their learning. As part of a larger research project, the U.S. Air Force Academy team embedded knowledge surveys in 18 sections of 6 courses in an engineering curriculum over 9 semesters, reaching 219 students. Courses included a general education course and elective and required courses in the civil engineering degree program. Courses used different assessment types, exams, design projects, and technical writing, and were taught in multiple modes, in-person, online, and hybrid, since the research included semesters impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Faculty created knowledge surveys by turning each learning objective into an I can statement tagged with a Bloom's taxonomy level. Students completed either comprehensive pre-course knowledge surveys in early semesters of the study or pre-unit knowledge surveys at the beginning of each unit, the researchers' preferred timing as the study continued due to its closer proximity to related learning activities. Students then completed post-unit knowledge surveys within 24 hours before each exam or major assignment. The resulting self-assessment scores could be compared directly to instructors' parallel assessments. In addition to comparing students' knowledge survey self-assessments to exam scores, faculty conducted surveys at mid and end of semester to understand student perspectives on how the knowledge surveys supported their learning. Open-ended responses were analyzed thematically by 2 independent coders who reconciled categories and checked inter-rater reliability. So what did they find? Across courses, most knowledge survey scores were within plus or minus 10% of instructor grades, with error distribution centered near 0, suggesting that students' post-unit self-assessments were generally accurate. Correlations between knowledge scores and exam scores were positive and statistically significant, and they increased over the span of the course, suggesting that students refined their self-assessment skills over time as they received feedback. Student perceptions of the learning tool also were largely positive. They said knowledge surveys clarified expectations, served as a focused study guide, and helped them decide what to review. Many described using knowledge surveys in exactly the metacognitive ways the researchers hoped they would, checking their understanding and then adjusting their study strategies. For instructors, knowledge surveys were relatively easy to implement, helped check alignment among objectives, activities, and assessments, and supported richer data-informed conversations with students about their learning. So what are the takeaways? Knowledge surveys are robust, flexible, and practical tools to help students practice self-assessment and build lifelong metacognitive habits. To learn more about this study, visit our show notes for a link to the open access article, which also offers a rich example of a multi-semester collaborative SoTL study. Join us for our next episode of 60-second SoTL from Elon University's Center for Engaged Learning for another snapshot of recent scholarship of teaching and learning. Learn more about the center at www.centerforengagedlearning.org.